Around the World in 80 Days. Jules Verne was a French novelist and a pioneer of science fiction literature. He wrote numerous adventure novels based on science and technology, often predicting future scientific advancements in his works. His most famous works include Journey to the Center of the Earth, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Around the World in 80 Days, and The Mysterious Island. These novels continue to be beloved today. Verne's stories are rooted in engineering imagination and a spirit of exploration, depicting futuristic technologies such as submarines and space travel, which were revolutionary in the 19th century. He is often regarded as the writer who imagined everything that science would later make possible, and his works continue to be adapted into films, comics, animations, and various other formats worldwide. In 1872, a heated debate erupted at the Reform Club in London. The protagonist, Phileas Fogg, was a mysterious English gentleman and a strict adherent to routine. He woke up at the same time every day, ate at the same time, and spent his evenings at the club. People knew he was wealthy, but no one knew exactly what he did for a living. One day, a newspaper article claimed that it was now possible to travel around the world in just 80 days. The club members debated this idea, as circumnavigating the globe still seemed like an impossible challenge, despite the advancements in steamships and railroads. However, Fogg, with his precise calculations, confidently declared 80 days is enough and proposed a wager. The club members doubted him, and in the end, Fogg bet his entire fortune at £20,000 that he could travel around the world in 80 days. Without hesitation, he summoned his servant, John Passepartout, and prepared for the journey of a lifetime. Fogg and Passepartout departed by train from London, traveling through Paris to Suez, Egypt, where the true adventure began. However, they were being followed by a man named Fix, a detective. A major robbery had recently occurred at the Bank of England, and Fix was convinced that Fogg matched the description of the suspect. Believing that Fogg was using the journey as an escape plan, Fix sought the right moment to arrest him. From Egypt, Fogg and Passepartout sailed to India. Though railways had been built in India, some sections were still incomplete, forcing them to cross the jungle on an elephant. During their journey, they encountered a harrowing sight. A young woman, Aouda, was about to be burned alive in the Hindu ritual of sati, where a widow was sacrificed on her husband's funeral pyre. Fogg, unable to stand by and watch, decided to rescue her. Using his ingenuity, he saved Aouda from her tragic fate. She was being forced into the ritual against her will, and thanks to Fogg, she gained her freedom. The group continued their journey, traveling through Singapore and then on to Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, Fix attempted to arrest Fogg, but failed because his warrant had not yet arrived. Meanwhile, Passepartout, separated from Fogg unexpectedly, joined a traveling circus that took him to Japan. By sheer luck, he reunited with Fogg in Yokohama, and together they boarded a ship bound for America. Arriving in San Francisco, they set off by train toward New York. But the journey was far from smooth. First, they got caught in a violent riot between cowboys and political extremists in the American West. Later, while crossing the Rocky Mountains on the Transcontinental Railroad, they were ambushed by a group of Sioux warriors. During the attack, Passepartout was kidnapped. Without hesitation, Fogg leaped off the train to rescue his friend. Although they managed to escape safely, the incident caused them to miss their scheduled train to New York. Determined to make up for lost time, Fogg and his companions used sled dogs and carriages to navigate through a raging snowstorm. Arriving in New York just in time, However, they were too late. Their ship had already departed. Fogg refused to give up. He negotiated with the captain of another ship, paying a large sum to take an alternative route across the Atlantic. But as they neared their destination, they ran out of fuel. In a desperate move, Fogg ordered the ship's wooden deck and furniture to be burned to keep the engine running. Finally, they reached Liverpool, England, only to face a shocking setback. Fix arrested Fogg on the spot. Fogg was devastated. He had failed his challenge, lost all his wealth, and was now a prisoner. However, a few hours later, Fix realized his mistake. The real bank robber had been caught. He immediately released Fogg. Racing back to London, Fogg reached his home at 8:50 p.m. 5 minutes past the deadline. Believing he had lost everything, he accepted defeat and returned home in despair. The next morning, Passepartout made a startling discovery. Fogg had miscalculated the date by traveling westward. They had gained an extra day due to the international date line. They still had time. With seconds to spare, Fogg rushed to the Reform Club, arriving just in time, winning the bet and reclaiming his fortune. Yet, he realized that money was not the most valuable thing he had gained. During the journey, he had grown close to Aouda, and she had come to care deeply for him. In the end, he proposed to her, choosing love over mere wealth, and they shared a happy ending. Around the World in 80 Days is more than just an adventure novel. It is a story about the spirit of challenge, the value of time, the unpredictability of life, and the realization that human relationships are more precious than money. Although Fogg was a man of strict logic and precise calculations, his greatest successes came through unexpected encounters and the power of human connection. Jules Verne's novel highlights how technology and transportation advancements can open new possibilities, and how a life of daring challenges can be thrilling and rewarding. Even today, somewhere in the world, another great adventure may be just about to begin.